As we're in the middle of January, I often hear people talk about resetting routines and building health for the year ahead. For me, that starts with the Apothecary. These are the herbal staples I keep stocked every winter and the videos I recommend most when someone is just getting started. Simple herbs, simple preparations, and a slow approach to supporting the body during the colder months. Today, I'm going to show you several different things with herbs in the Apothecary, from everything from elderflower to elderberry tea and herbal honey and in between. Let's go take a look and see how we can build up our apothecary. Creating your own home apothecary is such a valuable tool for you and your family, especially when we have had pharmaceutical shortages in the past, and sometimes those are more common. Also, we've seen in most recent news the new studies coming out on Tylenol. It's time to have a backup plan using the herbs that God made, some of them right in your own yards. Not only can an apothecary help you support your family's health naturally, but it's also a wonderful way to ease into the world of herbal medicine, just like how our grandparents or even our great-grandparents used to do it before the first aid kit came out. Whether you want to ensure you have the medicine you need whenever you need it, or simply want to take control of your well-being, having a stash of herbs at home can be invaluable. Are there instances where medication and hospitals are necessary? Of course. But that does not mean that you can't supplement your well-being with a little bit of help from the hundreds, if not more, of medicinal herbs that God created. When you have an apothecary, you'll also be better prepared for emergencies, pharmaceutical shortages, and for those times when you aren't able or just plain old don't want to run out to the store. The better question should be, why not build a home apothecary? Let's dive right into our top 10 medicinal herbs to start with. First up on the list is chamomile. Good old chamomile, our tea friend. Calming and relaxing, chamomile is great for soothing stress and helping you to wind down after a hectic day. Brew a pot before bedtime and you'll be almost guaranteed to get a good night's sleep. Number 2 on my list is peppermint. Peppermint is certainly a versatile healing herb. It's used to aid in digestion, soothe headaches, boost energy. A cup or a few of peppermint tea after meals may help you digest more easily, or a good whiff of peppermint oil for a quick afternoon pick-me-up. Next up on the list is my friend calendula. If any of you have been here for some time, you will know that calendula is the flower that got me started with herbalism. Calendula is wonderful for the skin. Just infuse the petals in oil to soothe dryness and irritation. Number 4 is elderberry. We've spent a lot of time here on the channel sharing about elderberry. Elderberry is renowned for immune support, dried or fresh. This jar is winter wellness in a nutshell. Next up on the list is ginger. It can be as simple as fresh ginger that is sliced, put into a teapot or tea infuser with hot water over it to make ginger tea. Ginger is fabulous for its potent anti-inflammatory properties, and it can be really helpful for a variety of ailments. It can soothe nausea and indigestion. Number 6 is yarrow. Yarrow is something we must absolutely have to have here on the farm. Yarrow has a very gentle but powerful use. It's great for teas or infused oils for skincare. We keep yarrow around here to pack into wounds as it helps to stop bleeding. Number 7 is echinacea, also known as coneflower. Echinacea is legendary for immune health, a classic staple in the herbal apothecary. This is something that we like to use at the first sign during any cold or flu. Number 8 is sage. sage has so many wonderful benefits. I must admit, it's not my personal favorite, but it's fabulous to sprinkle into tea. You can even add dried sage leaves into a mug and just add water. Today we're adding sage to one of our favorite blends. Sage is an earthy, aromatic, and just a pinch in some tea helps to support wellness. Number 9, well, this one can be a little bit more difficult to grow. I love having licorice root on hand. And you might think of licorice like the black candy, but that actually has very little licorice flavor in it. Usually when you're eating the black licorice candy, the flavor you think of is anise. But this licorice root works in a natural root beer, which the girls are making here, and it gives the black licorice candy its sweet flavor, but not the licorice flavor that we all tend to think of. Licorice root naturally sweetens blends while soothing the throat and digestion. Number 10, last but not least, rose petals. Rose petals are calming and heartwarming. They're beautiful in teas and also in other homemade remedies. Rose petals are pretty easy to grow, at least here in the Pacific Northwest, and they are plenty. Just make sure they aren't sprayed. To get started with herbs, we always recommend you keep a personal materia medica of different herbal monographs. Read lots and lots of articles like this one. Start reading about specific herbs and uses, especially herbs that you may be growing and already have in your yard. And also talk with people you know who have an herb garden. Then the fun part, experiment with planting your own, then try different preparations like tea and tinctures and herbal infusions specific to the plant that you're learning about. Start slowly and gradually and expand your knowledge and your herb collection as you become more familiar with herbal medicine. Here on the farm, I have a single elderberry plant, and sometimes we forego the berries and we harvest the elderflowers. First up on our list here in the harvest kitchen is to start our elderflower cordial. And for that, we're going to need some sliced lemons and sliced oranges. We're going to put those in our pot here, and then we're going to add our dried elderberries to the pot and of course some water. We also need to add some sugar here. Now this is going to have to simmer for a while, so we're going to go ahead and start that and let it do its thing here for a bit while we dive into some of our other elderflower recipes. Elderflower honey is a simple, soothing way to capture the floral flavor of the blossoms and enjoy their traditional benefits year-round. To make elderflower honey, you really only need 2 ingredients: dried elderflowers and a good raw local honey. We add the dried herbs right into the honey because the thick sweetness gently pulls out the flower's flavor and aroma over time. It's one of the easiest ways to preserve elderflowers so you can enjoy their light floral notes long after the season has passed, along with elderflower's traditional herbal uses. Once the honey has had a few weeks to infuse, you can gently warm the jar and strain out the herbs using a mesh strainer. What you're left with is a golden, soothing honey that's perfect in tea, on toast, or even by the spoonful if you want a little extra comfort during these cold winter months. The debate with elderflowers always is that if you harvest the elderflowers, you do not get the elderberry. And which one is more important depends on how your family likes to use it most. So I try to take a few elderflowers, but generally I leave mostly the elderberries for our family because we use those in our farmhouse the most. Our elderflower cordial is still bubbling away, so I think it's time for a cup of tea. Elderflower tea seems to be on the menu here, so first we are going to get our tea water going And while we wait for that water to boil, I'll give this cordial a little bit of a stir. And then I'm simply going to place 1 teaspoon of tea into our in-cup infusers. These are my favorite infusers because they are so simple to use and they are very easy to clean and they are very durable. You simply add your herb and your water and put the lid on top to keep those natural oils inside for all of their benefits. And when the tea has steeped 5 to 7 minutes, you remove the strainer and flip the lid over and just set it in the lid. This keeps all those messes at bay. And it's time to go sip some tea on the front porch with the farmer. I wasn't so sure that I would like elderflower tea on its own, but it actually turned out to be pretty good. And now it's time to strain our elderflower cordial. First, I am going to remove these large citrus chunks to make the straining of this much easier. I'm using a French press. And we will put the smaller bits inside the French press and push our strainer down, and that will separate all of the herbs from the liquid. Sometimes those little pieces don't want to get strained through the French press, so you might need a secondary option like a cheesecloth. We're going to go ahead and rinse this pan as we pour our cordial back in to thicken it up into a nice syrup. Now that that cordial has thickened up, we're going to pour it into a heat-proof jar and let it cool down a little bit. And we're going to place it in the swing top jar once it is cooled for storage and easier use. You can see here we have our elderflower honey, our elderflower tea, and our elderflower cordial. If you would like all the exact measurements for all of these recipes, they will be available at growcreatesip.com. Just search elderflower and you will find the recipes and more information on elderflowers, or you can also grab the link in the description below. Steeping elderberries is a bit different from steeping a leafy herb like peppermint or lemon balm. Leaves are more delicate and tend to release their flavor and benefits quickly, often only needing 5 to 10 minutes. You're probably more used to that kind of steep time if you've ever had a green tea or black like Lipton tea. Elderberries, on the other hand, are dense fruits. Their tough skins take longer for hot water to penetrate when they're dried, which is why they need a longer steep time and even a gentle simmer to unlock their full potential. Elderberries are not just rich in antioxidants, but also flavonoids, those powerhouse plant compounds that support your immune system, but they all don't release instantly. The longer you steep, up to a point anyway, the more you draw out those benefits. If you steep too short, 10 minutes or less, you might end up with a light flavor, some minimal benefit flavored water, and it's not that great of a flavor anyway. If you steep too long, beyond 30 minutes, and you steep for an hour, it can get really astringent, very tight feeling in the mouth, overly strong, and even funky depending on the herbs that you've mixed in with it. Now, if you steep 15 to 30 minutes, that is the sweet spot. And today we are going to compare the under 10 minute to the 15 minute steep time. It's time to make a simple cup of elderberry immune tea. It's as simple as grabbing your mug and your boiling water, and we're going to take 1 tablespoon of dried elderberries, and we're going to put them in our in-cup infuser here. These are my favorite tea infusers. They are simple, they sit on your mug, they're easy to clean, they're very durable. And then you're going to pour your hot water over the top and then put the lid on your in-cup infuser. This helps to keep in all the good oils and all of the things from the elderberry so they don't escape out through the steam. And now we're going to compare our short steep of 5 minutes with our long steep of 15 minutes. And you're going to see the wonderful color change and difference between the two. And I can tell you the flavor for the long steep is just right. The 15-minute you will see has a darker color and it has way more flavor. It also has a good balance for immune support. Now it's time to make a really interesting elderberry tea blend. We're going to kind of wing this, and I'm just going to get creative here in the Apothecary. But first we need to get our water boiling, and then we need to grab a bowl, and we're going to lay out the ingredients that we're going to use. First, the feature is going to be our elderberries. We have some dried peppermint. Peppermint's really an uplifting kind of herb. It's one of my favorite herbs. It also can be somewhat calming. It does have more of an invigorative kind of feature to it versus something calm like lemon balm. We're going to go ahead and use 3 tablespoons of peppermint in this recipe. The peppermint and the elderberries in this blend are going to be the base of our tea. Elderberries might lend into the middle ground. They're the nutritive herbs of this blend. If you've ever seen our tea blending triangle, this is what I'm referring to. You can find more information about that tea blending triangle below. I'll leave a link, or Google Grow Create Sip blog and look up tea triangle. So our elderberries are in, and next we're going to add some very vibrant, slightly fruity, yet slightly tart hibiscus petals to this blend. The hibiscus here is going to lend a bunch of flavor. We're going to go ahead and use 2 tablespoons for that. And then last but not least is our catalyst herb. These are the ones that help to round out all of the flavors. They also help to carry the nutrients and benefits of the herbs throughout the body. They tend to be on the spicy side sometimes, and this one is going to be ginger. So we want just a small amount, maybe a teaspoon, depends on how spicy you would like this blend. Now that we have all of our herbs in our bowl, we're going to go ahead and just mix these evenly so that they're well distributed. And then we're going to grab our favorite handmade mugs and put our favorite strainers inside of those. And we're going to put 1 tablespoon of each into these mugs, and we're going to pour our boiling water over it, and then we're going to steep it for 15 minutes. Because we want those elderberries and the ginger pieces and the hibiscus that are really a little bit more difficult to penetrate with hot water to really let their full flavor and benefits come out. And we don't want to go too long because we don't want that peppermint to get overly strong, since it doesn't take as much steep time. But since the bulk of these ingredients require a longer steep time, we're going to go ahead and go with 15 minutes. If you want more flavor, ginger gives warmth, hibiscus adds tartness and a boost of vitamin C, and peppermint makes it refreshing. These not only taste great, but also support the wellness side of elderberry tea. I love keeping herbal honeys in the kitchen. They're one of those simple homestead staples that look lovely on the shelf and bring herbs into your life in one of the easiest ways. We all love honey, right? Instead of heating or cooking our honey today, which is one of the more common options for infusing the honey, today we're going to make a cold infused herbal honey. We're just going to stir, label, and let them infuse naturally. This way you don't need any special equipment, just raw honey and real herbs, and a way to powder them if you don't already have them powdered. When my dear friend Michelle over at Chocolate Box Cottage gifted me the book Sweet Remedies, Healing Herbal Honeys by Dawn Combs, I wasn't expecting it to change how I saw honey. Around here, honey is as common as a jar of jam on the counter, but until then, I'd mostly used it to sweeten tea, or drizzle over my biscuits. Maybe if I had a scratchy throat, I would take a teaspoon of it. That book opened my eyes to something I hadn't considered before: honey as part of a wellness routine. Not in a fancy, hard to pronounce kind of a way, but in the old-fashioned homestead sense, the kind of simple kitchen shelf tradition our grandmothers would have practiced without a second thought. The book Sweet Remedies is the kind of book that makes you want to cozy up with a cup of tea and a spoonful of something soothing. Her idea of honey as the sweetest solvent struck with me because it's true. Raw honey generally extracts the goodness from herbs, preserving their properties without bitterness or burn. It's the perfect medium for both flavor and function, making it ideal for family-friendly, alcohol-free home remedies. So what exactly is herbal honey? Herbal honey is simply raw honey infused with herbs, either dried or fresh, to draw out their wellness benefits. There are two main styles: either an infused honey or a fermented honey. Infused honey uses dried herbs like mint, elderflower, or chai spices, like some of the ones I'm going to show you today. They slowly steep in honey over weeks. Fermented honey uses fresh garlic or maybe ginger or other moist herbs that naturally start a probiotic fermentation thanks to the enzymes in the raw honey. Both methods allow the honey to extract, preserve, and deliver herbal benefits with a flavor that's both delicious and functional. So first up on our list today, we're going to make the very popular garlic honey. Before we make our garlic infused honey, we need some honey, and for that you need bees. Now, you don't have to have your own bee box. We certainly don't have our own honey out of here quite yet, but we're hopeful in a year or so those busy bees are going to be providing us with our own homestead honey. For now, we get it locally, and I highly recommend local honey. And with that honey, we're going to need some garlic. So if you have some garlic from the garden or even the grocery store, organic is best, of course. We're going to go ahead and peel these cloves. This little knife trick is something I learned from Martha Stewart as an easy way to get those cloves peeled without having them stick all over your hands. Garlic has lots of different medicinal properties. It's a natural antibiotic, it's antibacterial. It is great for a lot of different types of ailments. If you would like more information on garlic, make sure you hop on over to our blog. I will put that link down below so you can read more about garlic and also the honey. There's also a printable recipe here on the blog post, and I'll go ahead and put that link up here in a little information card so you can go grab that right away. And you can store that printed recipe in your herbal remedies stash and have it for whenever you need it. If you're wondering how much of this honey to take, how to use it, and that kind of thing, make sure you hop on over to that blog post and all of the details will be there for you. You can see we just topped off that garlic with honey, and I'm going to label it because, well, it might be obvious what it is right now. You may wonder later what you put in that jar. Next up on the list, we're going to make a mint honey, and this is a very tasty honey. You can take it by the spoonful. You can add it to some boiling water and make a sweetened mint tea with it. First up, we need this coffee grinder that I use as my herb grinder. I try and keep the herb and coffee grinder separate. We're going to put in equal parts of spearmint and peppermint, and you can see you might want to let it simmer down before you take the lid off so you don't end up with a big mess. So I'm going to put my honey in the jar first, and I'm going to do this so that the herbs aren't sticking to the bottom of the jar. And then I'm going to add my herbs to the honey, and then we simply just stir it together. We want to make sure that all of the herbs are covered by all of the honey. The honey is going to be what preserves this and keeps it safe for you to use. It'll keep it shelf stable. As you can see, we got it nice and covered with the honey, and now it's ready to use as is, or we'll let it infuse even more so that all of those benefits of the herbs are infused into the honey. So this one is pretty tasty and I highly recommend it on your shelf. Last but not least, our third herbal honey here is going to be an herbal chai spice. So this has all the warming spices in it, cinnamon and clove and cardamom. I'm using here our Farmhouse tea variety. It's already blended. I don't have to hunt down all the different herbs. I am, however, going to pull out these cardamom pods and take the seeds out because the shell is just a fiber and it won't hurt you, but we'll just take it out to make it a little less grainy in this honey. Now this one, I got a little exuberant here in blending too much chai spice and made this super strong. I would make sure to dilute it with more honey or maybe cut down the amount of spice. I have the exact recipe for you over on the blog and the link will be down below. This one is a little bit more grainy because these spices are a lot harder and so they don't blend into as fine of a powder as the dried mint. And so you will want to maybe blend this into a milk with a handheld stick blender or in a big blender if you're making a bunch of it, and that'll help with some of the graininess. You might want to let it infuse in a warm milk or boiling water. If you don't mind the texture, it's not going to harm you, but it is quite spicy and quite potent. But this chai one is super yummy if you want a quick chai. Also, these spices tend to have antimicrobial, antibacterial properties, and so they're useful for a great many things. And I just love having anything chai here on the farm. Once your honeys are mixed, make sure you label them and store them in a room temperature spot, a warmer spot, for 1 to 2 weeks. The flavors are going to deepen over time and they'll keep beautifully in the pantry for months. Remember, honey never goes bad. These honeys each bring their own benefits: mint for freshness, garlic for wellness, and chai spices for warmth. They're beautiful for everyday use or as a thoughtful homemade gift. And the garlic one will do something fabulous I must tell you about. And that garlic will make the honey like liquid. So if you're seeing that as you make it, don't worry, it's supposed to do that. It's just a great little trick between the garlic and the honey. And that's it. 3 cold infused herbal honeys made in minutes: mint, garlic, and chai spice honey. Try one or all 3 and bring a little sweetness into your home. If you enjoyed this recipe demo, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more simple herbal kitchen recipes here at Farmhouse Teas, and make sure to check out our blog over at growcreatesip.com. I'd love to know, have you ever made herbal honey? Leave me a comment down below. I can't wait to chat with you there. Thanks for joining us on the farm, and we will catch you next time.